Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ibrahim Balaji and I'm the founder of Protect Technologies. In this tutorial video, we are going to be learning how to create a simple HTML form. If you are new to this channel, do not forget to hit the subscribe button for more awesome content like this. So right now, I'm going to go over into my Visual Studio Code and I'm going to click on the new file and I'm going to be creating a new file and I'm going to call it HTML form.html and I'm going to press enter. So now I'm going to type I'm going to hold my shift button and I'm going to hold the exclamation mark. When I press enter, this is going to automatically generate the code for me. So right inside the title bar or the title tag, I'm going to have a simple HTML form. So now I'm going to come inside the body tag and I'm going to type the form. So now we are going to have an attribute of action, but since we are not performing any action now, I'm gonna leave it empty. So inside the form, I'm going to be using two labels. I'm going to be using two tags. The one of it is the label. So the label is going to hold the text, while the input is going to provide a text box where the user can actually provide their values. So now I'm going to type in the label and I'm going to press enter. So the label, the first label I'm going to be creating is for the first name. So right here for the value of the fourth attribute, I'm going to be using f name. Then inside I'm going to be having first name. And outside my label, I'm going to have the input tag. So this input tag allows the user to provide their own value to it. So outside the type attribute, I'm going to have the ID attribute and I'm going to provide in the same value as our for attribute. So I'm going to be having the f name. I'm going to be using the name attribute as well, and I'm going to be providing a value of f name as well. So just outside here, I'm going to have the line break. So I'm going to use another one again. So right now I'm going to have the label tag, and this is going to be the one for the last name. So this is going to be the L name, and just inside here I'm going to have the last name, and I'm going to use the column. So right after the label, I'm going to have the input tag as well. So this input tag is going to be a type of text, and I'm going to use an ID of L name, and I'm also going to use an attribute called name, and I'm going to be providing a value called L name as well. So right here I'm going to use the BR and I'm going to break it again. So now the next value we want to use is a radio button, and that's going to be for the gender. So I'm going to be using the paragraph, and the paragraph is going to hold the gender. So for the gender now, we are going to be providing three values, and the first value is going to be male, the second is going to be female, while the third is going to be cannot say. So right now, instead of using the label, we are going to be using the input first because we want to provide a radio button. So now I'm going to have the input, and inside the type attribute I'm going to be having the radio. Then outside I'm going to have the ID, and the ID is going to be for male, and the name is going to be gender, and I'm going to have a value. So the value is going to be male with a capital M. So right now I'm going to go outside the input, and I'm going to be using the label. So the label is going to hold the value for the for, and the value is going to be male. So right inside the label opening tag and closing tag, I'm gonna have male. Just outside the label, I'm going to break it, and I'm going to use another input tag. So the input is also going to be radio, and the ID is going to be female, and the name is also going to be gender. The reason why I'm making the name to be gender is I want the user to be able to select only one value at a time. I don't want them to be able to select multiple radios at once. So now I'm going to have the label. So the label is going to hold the text that will be displayed to the user, so they will know what value they are selecting. So right here I'm going to have the female. Sorry about that. So have the female. Then I'm going to have the line break. Then I'm going to have another input tag. So the input tag is also going to be radio, and the ID is going to be cannot or can't say. Then the name is going to be gender as well, because we want the visitor or the visitor of the website to only be able to select one value. So right here I'm going to have the label, and like I said, the label is going to be for the text. So right inside the opening and closing label, I'm going to have the text cannot say. So right here I'm also going to break this. So after the gender, you might want to ask the visitor to provide their email address. So I'm gonna have a label, and the label is going to be for email, and inside the label tag I'm gonna have the email address. Then outside the label I'm gonna have the input tag. So the input tag, the type of value I want to accept from the user is an email, so I'm going to type the email, and for the ID also is going to be email, and name is also going to be email. So I'm gonna break this twice. I'm gonna break this. I'm going to have another line break. So now I'm gonna be collecting the phone number of the visitor. So right here I'm going to create another label, and the label is going to be for phone number, and this is going to be phone number. Then here I'm gonna have an input tag, and the input tag is going to be a number. Then I'm gonna have an ID, and the ID is gonna be phone, and name is also going to be phone. So now we've already completed the input we want to accept from the user. So next we're going to have a button. So this button is going to be somewhere where the user clicks when they want to submit the form. So now I'm going to set a text to it, and the text is going to be submit. So this text is going to appear, and the user can click on it to submit the form. So let me save my file and let me open it with the live server. So the live server is a plugin that I've already installed, and it allows me to view my web page in real time. So now in the first name input field, I'm going to use the autocomplete, and in the first name I have Isaac, in the last name I have Ibrahim, and the email address I have my email address, and here I have my phone number. So for the gender, I can only select one value. That's why I'm using the name to be gender for male, then the name also to be gender for female, and the name to be gender for cannot say. So when we look at it here, I'm setting the name for each one of the input, so that I can only select one from the option. I can only select one value from the option. So we all know it's not possible to select the gender to be male, to be female, and also to be cannot say at the same time. So using the name attribute allows you to pick one option from the input. So now when I click on the submit, this is going to submit my data, and when we look at the browser bar, you can see that the F name is Isaac, the last name is Ibrahim, and the gender is male, and the email address is here, and the phone number is also here. So in the next tutorial video, we'll be seeing how we can style our HTML form to look more better than this. If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll tell your friend about my channel.